Welcome to the Let's Get Vulnerable podcast. It's your host, Dr. Morgan. I'm excited about this episode. This will be short and sweet, very different from Monday's episode where we did a deep dive on disorganized attachment. I hope you liked that episode. But today, this is really more of a mindset reset. And I want to remind you of a simple truth that you may have forgotten. And it is this: you are your best investment. You deserve to invest in your happiness, in your success, in your health, in your wellness, in your relationships. You are your best investment. And I want you to really, really get this, okay? The people who are the most successful, as I've spent more and more time around very successful people, as I've become more successful myself, I can tell you this: they are very good at filling up their cup first and making sure that they are investing their energy into themselves and into becoming better versions of themselves. One of my favorite business mentors of all time, he's no longer alive. He was a Idaho boy from a potato farm, Jim Rohn. If any of you business people listen to Jim Rohn, shoot me a DM on Instagram and we'll chat about it. But Jim Rohn always said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And this simple sentence has stuck with me. And I can tell you that it's why I'm successful. And when I say successful, I don't know what people think when they hear that term, but I'm not talking about money. I mean, obviously, money's part of it, but I'm talking about fulfillment, happiness, healthy relationships, good health, moving in the direction towards your dream life. To me, that's success. Like healthy relationships, healthy body, moving in the direction towards your dream life, right? Not feeling stuck, not feeling drained, not in the hamster wheel of, the 9 to 5 that maybe doesn't fulfill you, or relationships that are draining your energy. Like being able to have a life that I'm in alignment with and that I feel proud of, to me, that's success. And I can tell you that I am successful because I stopped investing everywhere else in my life and over giving and giving to all my friends and giving even too much to my career or academics or what I thought I was supposed to be doing, right? Or even investing my energy in reality TV and knowing what the latest news story was, like all of the places that you can put your energy. Like I quit doing all of that crap and I started to invest in myself first. And I mean this in a way where, yes, it's on a macro level. So it's the big things like, okay, doing personal development, making it a non-negotiable to have mentors. I want you all to know, I always have a mentor. I believe in mentorship and coaching and people holding you to a higher standard. I 1000% believe in it. I know that I would not be where I am today without my mentors. Like shout out to them. I know some of them listen to the show. So like 1000%, you need mentorship, right? So I started investing in me and investing in my health and happiness and success in those big macro level ways where I'm making a decision intentionally to build something, right? Whether it's building a business, having a healthy relationship, and investing my time and energy and figuring that out, and all the research and time and energy that went into building the program that I have, Empowered, Secure, Loved. That didn't just come out of nowhere. That was energy intentionally invested on solving a problem that I myself had that I also knew would help so many people if I could figure it out. So, intentionally investing my energy has changed my life on the macro level. But then let's also talk about the day to day level, because this is where the muscle is created, that muscle of intentionally caring for yourself first. Because it's not just the big decisions, it's not just leaving your job, moving to that dream city, or hiring the mentor for the year. Yes, those big decisions are so important, but the muscle gets created, right? Like you get stronger in your everyday micro decisions. And what I mean is, are you taking care of yourself first? Are you prioritizing what is it that I need every single day in order to show up as my best self? So this looks like a consistent health routine, whether that's sauna, workout, going on a walk, yoga, whatever it is, it's something that you're doing with your body every single day. And it has to become a non-negotiable. You have to start to build the identity where you say, I am worthy of taking care of myself first. And I do it every single day. And it's a non-negotiable because I love myself. I'm worthy of it. And I want to show up as my best self in my life, right? So we've got the health part. There also has to be a learning and growth component. Remember Jim Rohn, work on yourself harder than you work on your job. What are you doing to grow as a person? What are you doing to get better? I am always reading a personal development or a business book. I am a nerd. I love to read. I also read clinical research. I read attachment theory studies. I read all kinds of clinical things as well. But I'm also always reading a personal development or a business book. And when I find a book that dramatically changes my life, what do? I reread it. I have certain books that I have read 5 to 10 times, and it's because they had a huge impact on my life, and I know that I have to read them over and over. So reading is a non-negotiable for me. It's a way that I become better. For some of you, it's listening to podcasts. I also listen to podcasts. I don't know why. I'm just like, I'm a book nerd though. I love books the most, but I'll listen to podcasts, YouTube, whatever it is. What are you doing to educate yourself and get better? It's important. You have to prioritize it. Even if it's 10 to 30 minutes a day, you need to find a way that you're getting better. The other thing to think about, these micro daily things, the things that have been a non-negotiable for me, is how I protect my time. If you're in my life and you've been in my life for a long time, you'll know this about me. I used to immediately respond to people. Like I'd get a text and I'd respond immediately. And my phone was constantly interrupting my focus in my life. And now my phone is actually on do not disturb 100% of the time. I do that intentionally. Notifications are so dumb because this is my stance, because they're interrupting our focus. It's literally stealing your time and your focus away from whatever you're doing. Like I could be on this podcast episode. Can you imagine if I was getting notifications on my phone of people messaging me? You do not get that kind of access to me. Even I don't care. Like everybody is on do not disturb, even my fiance. And that is how I live my life. Now, of course, there are times where I take things off do not disturb, okay? But when I am in my day and I am focusing on what I'm creating or what I'm doing with my business or how I'm serving clients or the content that I'm putting out there, like everybody's on do not disturb. I am not a slave to my phone. A lot of you are. And I used to be. So I have a ton of compassion for you. I know what that's like, but I'm telling you, it's stealing your happiness. You don't have to respond to people right away. And one of the things I would say is like, if it bothers you, just have a conversation. You can say something like, hey, I'm really working on protecting my time, protecting my energy. So I may take a little bit of time to get back to you, right? Glennon Doyle really talked about this in her book, Untamed. She has like a whole little mini chapter on not responding. Like, when did we become slaves to our phones? We don't have to respond right away. We get to use our phones as tools, and they're wonderful for communicating, but you should never feel that pressure of like, oh, I have to get back to this person. Like, no, like if someone really is a good friend and you really have a good relationship, there's going to be that mutual understanding that we're not always going to get back to each other right away, and that's okay. And like I said, if needed, just have an open, honest conversation and say, hey, I don't always respond right away. It's because I'm being really intentional with my relationship to my phone and how I use it. And I'm practicing on improving my focus in my day-to-day life. If you have to have that conversation, have it. The other thing I would say is just learning that things will come up in your life that other people deem as emergencies, as fires. And you have to get to the point where you don't take on other people's fires. You cannot be the fireman for all the people in your life, right? Like, you will have friends, you will have family, you will have maybe employees one day where things can be this crazy emergency, but it does you no good if you react and you take on their level of distress. If you're doing that, you're constantly depleting yourself, and you're not going to be able to be in relationships very well because you're just constantly getting pulled and drained, and it just really, really impacts you. So in order to protect your energy, you have to get good at responding in ways where you're boundaried and you're not taking on other people's emotional distress and other people's emergencies. So once again, the point of this episode is I want you to realize you are your most important investment, and not just financially. Obviously, yes, invest in yourself financially. If you're going to spend money on stuff, invest on things that help you become better and help you become the version of you that moves you closer to your dream life. You are so freaking worthy of it. If I could go back to myself like 10, 15 years ago, I would have had her, instead of going on all these crazy trips and like the girls trip to Cabo, or good Lord, spending hundreds of dollars at the bar every weekend. Like, instead of all of that BS, I would have been like, hey, go to personal development events, hire a coach. If I was around, I would have told me to hire me because I definitely had terrible relationships and I needed a ton of help there. Like, I would have preached to myself, you need to start investing in you, and you need to invest in mentorship that gets you closer to the version of yourself that you want to be. Like, you have to invest to be mentored by people who have done what you want to do. And be really careful about this, because some people out there, especially in the online space, you may think that they kind of have the results that you want, but then you look at their lives and they actually don't. So invest in mentorship where people have actually done the thing that you want to do. And you just have to get to this place where you realize, wow, my energy, my time, like how I spend my day in the micro daily moments, it all is going to add up to determine the type of life I have and the person I'm becoming. And at some point, you have to draw the line in the sand and you have to decide, I am investing energy into things that make me better. into things that fill up my cup, into relationships that add value to my life, and into being in environments that help me grow, you have to get really boundaried and you have to start saying no to a lot. And whether that's, for me, I'm over a year and 8 months of sobriety. Saying no to alcohol has been a huge thing for me. There's been friendships that I've had to say no to. There have been all kinds of things that I've had to say no to. And I can tell you that that's because I've learned to value myself and value my energy at a really, really high level. And you will never get to where you want to in life if you don't start doing that. So once again, remember, I'm going to leave you with this. You are your best investment. You're so worth it. You are so worth it. And I guarantee you, every successful person that you've ever known or that you've seen on Instagram or that you've ever compared yourself to, the difference between you and them is that they believed in themselves enough to invest in themselves, and they believed that they were worthy of it, and they kept showing up, and they decided that they were going to move towards their dream life. They've made the decision, they're all in, and they are investing financially, but also with their energy and with their daily decisions. They're investing in a life that is in alignment with their values and with their dream life. Okay. So I love you. I hope that this episode was inspiring to you. I hope it's a little bit of a mindset reset. I know it's a little bit different from a typical episode, but sometimes I like to give you guys more of a mindset reset and even a little bit of a behind the scenes of how have I built this brand and built a podcast with 5 million downloads and built a incredible community and had over 650 clients. And this is it. If I had to tell you, like, this is the key thing. I've decided to invest in myself and to invest intentionally, and invest when it was scary. I didn't talk about that, but like sometimes, me saying work harder on yourself than you do on your job, like some of you were like, but that's scary, or I don't feel like I have the energy for it. And you come up with all these excuses, but it's like, hey, do it anyways. Do it anyways. It's scary because it's new. It's scary because there's fear of who am I becoming and what am I going to lose? But I'm telling you this, like, becoming the best version of yourself is the ultimate thing that you can do for your health, your happiness, your relationships. And if you're worried about the people you're going to lose, just know that the people that are meant to be in your life, they're going to love being in your life when you're the best version of yourself. You're not going to lose anyone who is like worthwhile to have in your life in the long, long run. Okay. So don't let fear stop you. Don't let uncomfortable feelings about the unknown of what will it be like. Just decide from now on, you are going to invest in you. Like you are your absolute best investment because you are, and watch your life change. All right, y'all. Obviously, if you're like, well, hey, I need to work with Dr. Morgan. I need more of this energy. I need to become securely attached. All right. Make sure you do one of two things. If you're like, I'm in, I'm ready, let's go, then go apply to the Empowered, Secure, Loved program. We have everything in the program to help you rewire your brain to become securely attached, which will change your life in your relationships, health, career, every single area. So go do that. But then if you're like, well, hey, I just want to learn more about you, Dr. Morgan. I want to hang out with you. I want to be in your energy. I want to be coached by you. Then come to the Move to Secure Attachment 3-day live challenge. I only do these 1 to 2 times a year. The last time was in February. We're doing it now for my birthday month. Okay. So go register. It's happening next week. It's the 20th, 21st, or actually, let me look at this. Hold up. I got my dates wrong. It's the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, of August. And it's 3 live days of coaching. If you can't make it live, the replays are sent to you. So no excuses. Okay. And go register using the link in the show notes. These spots will fill up. It has happened in the past. I only have a certain number of spots on Zoom that I can have. And I'm telling you, like last time we did this, it was like, boom, it was filled. So I hope there's still spots as you're listening to this. If the link works, that means that there's spots. So go register, reserve your spot. And I can't wait to see you live, where we're going to help you embody that securely attached, highest and best version of you. All right, y'all. I'm sending you so much love. I hope you have an incredible day and that you are taking care of yourself. You're making yourself a priority. You're investing in yourself first, because that's when your life is really going to change. All right. Wishing you high self-worth and great relationships. I'll talk to you soon.